analyst Chris Broussard joining us now. I just can't believe that we are a quarter of the way through the season already. It feels like it's flown by.
Yeah.
So, in your opinion, right now, who is better, Lakers, Clippers?
Well, considering that the Broussard power rankings are coming out today,
Are they?
and in this sea of power rankings, these are the definitive
These are
power
them?
rankings.
Good to know.
I have the Lakers ranked ahead, one spot ahead of the Clippers. Now, I know Skip and others will probably say the Clippers' schedule has been tough. And I'll admit, no other team has a list of victims, bodies, whatever you want to call it, like the Clippers. They've beaten the Lakers, the Jazz, the Raptors, the Rockets, the Celtics, the Mavericks. Here's the thing, though. They've played more home games than any team in the league. 14 of their 22 games at home. And all those victories over those good teams, all of them were at home except Dallas. Okay, so they've had it fairly easy. I got to admit, I was glad to see the Lakers' victory last night over Denver. That, to me, that was a defining game because they have been beaten up on the Little Sisters of the Poor. Okay. All right, they have. Yeah. But last night, they go into Denver, obviously one of the toughest places to play in the league. AD completely shuts down Nikola Jokic.
Even sick.
Yo, it was, yeah, right. And
I think Jokic was sick.
Nah, yeah, he was sick of AD.
Yeah,
sick of AD. But I'm going with the Lakers. Here's a few reasons in addition. One, I think LeBron James has reestablished himself, if not the best player in the world, that's up for debate. He's the best player in that building. He is the best player in that building now. He's reestablished that.
Reestablished.
Oh.
They are the best tandem, LeBron and AD, because they're more versatile. We saw what AD did to Jokic. Who on the Clippers, and certainly not Kawhi or Paul George, can do that to Nikola Jokic, to a big man? So the fact that they have the interior defender in AD, the close to 7-footer, I think that gives them that tandem an edge. Obviously, they got depth. But here's the other thing, too. The Lakers, and I have to give them props for this, they are respecting the regular season. The Clippers, mainly Kawhi, is not. I'm sorry, and I have to give them points for respecting the regular season. I'm not one that's going to sit here and, talk about LeBron or castigate LeBron for playing hard in the regular season. We praise Michael Jordan for doing that.
Especially somebody I know. I ain't calling no names, Skip Bayless.
And now LeBron is respecting the regular season. AD played through shoulder, elbow, ribs. Last night flew like
symptoms.
You know somebody else would have sat out down the hall.
No doubt.
And so I'm giving the Lakers the edge. They're the best team right now.
Go ahead. You chop it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Do you realize that once again last night at Denver, LeBron James played almost the entire fourth quarter? It was all 11-19, so he took a few seconds off, and it was by far the most minutes played of anybody on his team or anybody in the entire basketball game. He's in his 17th year, and this is classic tortoise hare argument, because the tortoise is going to catch the hare, because the tortoise is Kawhi, because he's load managing for April, May, and June. And LeBron is going all out trying to steal an MVP in his 17th year, because he now leads the NBA in shot attempts in the fourth quarter. Why is that? Because a lot of nights he's just stuffing through garbage time. He's playing 12 minutes in the fourth quarter against Atlanta. Seriously.
He loves the game.
Okay, he loves the game. He loves those numbers that he's putting up because he's taking a bunch of shots.
You ain't said about Tom Brady. You ain't tell me anything about Tom Brady throwing in the fourth quarter.
Well, it's different who load manages in pro football. Nobody does.
Can I ask you something? Because I think I know how your brain works with LeBron. Do you think that he is going all out to win the MVP, and if it costs him in the playoffs, he has an excuse? I don't believe that. I know you don't. But do you think he's doing that, and if he runs, he has an excuse that he can say,
with a
I
chip
played
on his
too
shoulder
hard?
because everybody said he was washed.
Washed.
So he's the hashtag Wash King. Watch this, said the Wash King.
Yeah.
And I'm watching, and it's great.
Yeah.
Man. He's been sensational.
Say it.
If you want to take that crown right now, you can have your crown at the quarter pole. He is cruising for a bruising, a literal bruising, because he is, I'm not going to wood for him because I don't like to wish this on anybody, but he is asking for injury trouble down the stretch because you can't keep doing this.
What is Kawhi asking for? Because he low managing on the court. What was 5 of?
He's asking for freshness.
You got to admit this, Skip. Kawhi, they better win it this year, right? Because if he load manages like this and they don't win the championship,
when he hasn't load managed, he load managed all through his San Antonio.
Yeah,
time.
but
Go look at all the games
I get it, but
he load managed through Toronto last year and they won the championship.
Right, and so that's why people gave him a pass. But if he load manages this year and they don't win it, I think people are going to be like, look, play 82 or, try to play as many games as you can like everybody else.
Hey, what this team, you can have it at the quarter pole. I'll give you that. And I told him earlier, Anthony Davis has made a case. He is the defensive player of the year so far. We got a long way to go. 3/4 of an 82-game season left to play. But he has been, to me, both defensive player of the year and MVP so far because this team is way better than I thought it would be. Yes.
Wow.
I mean, to me, he's just dominating. What he did to Jokic last night was shocking because Jokic against my Spurs in the first round of the playoffs last year went 7 games, and we couldn't deal with him. We're sending 3 guys at him.
Right.
They sent 1 guy at him, and 1 guy sent him home. Like he was the little sister of the poor last night.
When you got the big security guard, you don't need extra security.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? You get the more big bouncer,
Seriously,
hell that.
I said this earlier, and I'm going to say it again. If I had just turned on that game watching the Denver Nuggets for the first time, I would have said, who is that guy? He doesn't belong in the league. No, seriously, he looked unathletic, slow, and completely in over his head. He was throwing balls in the 7th row like he was so overwhelmed. He was psychologically taken out of the game by Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Wow.
And guess what? That means Paul George or Paul George or Kawhi gonna have to guard him.
Yep.
Paul George or Kawhi gonna have to guard AD.
Don't you think they're going to put Harold on?
Yeah.
Harold don't start. You gonna start Harold?
Zubac, yeah. Well, no, but when he's
Well, who's Zubac? What you gonna do with JaVale? You know we got them skyscrapers.
you talking about I thought you were talking about guarding Jokic.
Yeah. No,
Shannon,
Lakers.
You're missing the point. There is a behemoth in the basement at Staples. A behemoth. It is a 7-headed monster, and it can defend like the Lakers never thought about defending as a unit, as a team.
Yeah.
Because I love what Doc said last night. He said they played Portland at home, obviously. At halftime, we didn't make any adjustments. We said something's going to have to give here. We either start defending or we're really going to have a long night. And Montrez said after the game, we just decided we're going to impose our will on them on the defensive end in the 3rd quarter and create havoc. And they did. It was 27-17 Clippers over Blazers in the 3rd quarter, and the game was over.
But
because they just took CJ and Dame out of everything they can do. They're just lost out there. The arms are too long.
The perimeter, Skip, those are perimeter players, and when the shots aren't falling, it's going to be difficult for Portland to get points.
When they can't get the shots off.
But when you got AD, dump it down. You know LeBron can play with his back to the basket too, right?
Hey.
You know LeBron, Skip, history shows us what LeBron does to Paul George.
Do you think he can back Kawhi down?
Yes.
Okay, well, let's
But
see
he'll go by. See, that's the thing. They're great defenders, no question. But they don't defend at the rim. Like LeBron has had trouble historically with 7-footers at the rim. Even Roy Hibbert to a degree in Indiana. They don't have that.
Zubats ain't bad.
We flush on
But
Zubac.
he's going to treat him like, who was that? Was in Portland? Was that Jokic?
No, it's Nurkic.
Or Nurkic, Nurkic, yeah. He's going to treat him like...
He's going to get Portal next time.
Yeah.
But that's why,
he goes after that. That's his type. That's his type.
But you remember, that's why Golden State got JaVale McGee. Remember, they inserted JaVale McGee into the starting lineup.
Right.
You better be careful.
Protection at the rim.
He's my guy.
Okay.
Love saying his name.
He can leap. He took James Harden right out of the game.
Oh, man.
James had a shot to win the game at the end of regulation. It went 2 overtimes, and he knocked it into the 20th row.
Yeah.
That was a great block.
That's what we doing.
It didn't really
Way to go.
I'm just trying to figure out how have you ever seen the best player on the planet not be in the MVP conversation at the quarter pole?
He's in the conversation. He should be.
Kawhi didn't no conversation.
Okay, but we got...
He's talking
You say the
Kawhi.
best player. So you got Kawhi as the best
No,
player?
that's what everybody been telling us.
You
You know everybody been telling us that.
Kawhi has sacrificed regular season awards.
He doesn't care.
He's not going to be first-team All-NBA. He's not going even in the thought for an MVP. And all the rest, defensive player of the year.
Honestly, if he's not playing, he shouldn't be up.
No, right. And so he's giving all that
lit
up
the
for
cigar
the
at the end of the year? Huh?
He better light it again. That's all I'm saying.
It ain't like nothing. It's gonna be one of the more trick cigars gonna blow up in his face.
And everyone else is doing something else. Which
What's he on pace for? About
I'm surprised
50
Skip has
something?
let it
Look at
go,
him go.
but
And
that's just me.
We're in early December, and you're celebrating like you just won
I ain't
it all.
celebrating nothing.
Yes, you are.
I'm just all my
It's
guys.
such a long
All my
season.
guy is doing is what I've seen him do for the previous 16 years.
My guys are positioning themselves to win the championship. Your guy is positioning himself. He hopes to win MVP in his 7th
We're gonna
year.
take sweepstakes. We greedy.
Fun season. Just
We
before the way
greedy. We're
through.
gonna take sweepstakes.
Chris, thank
Better be
you.
careful.
Thank you for joining us.
MVP and the
Appreciate your
Finals
time.
MVP.
We're talking about a different old guy. Is it crazy to write off Tom Brady at 42
Here we go.
years old? That's
Yep.
next.
Nationwide helps you invest for your future, Brad, so you can plan for retirement and save for college.
Oh, that explains this.
The Nationwide Goal.
Paytonville showed no mercy on that one.
Go Paytons.
Who are they playing?
The Brads. Worst team in the league.
Forget about vacuuming for months. The Roomba i7 Plus with